Pretty good night, Craig.
Second, Russell?
Pretty good night.
Yeah, obviously it's, it was a big night for our club, with our captain playing his 250th and only the second guy in our club to do that. And a little bit of Justin too, he played his 50th tonight. So, yeah, it was a really good performance, and it was really good to see us really energetic at the start of the game, which was a bit like we started against the Roosters, and probably the month 6 weeks before that, we weren't doing that. So, very pleasing, and I just thought, we defended really well. So that was the cornerstone of our game tonight. Cronulla's a good side. They're, when you can be able to put Lewis and Fafita back on the bench, and start with Heinington, Tagatuzzi. They've got a lot of depth, and they've been in really good form the last month or 6 weeks. So. It was a really pleasing performance from us, and it was again, we finished with a few of our Origin players off, but the other guys really stuck to it and defended really well. Our attack probably got a bit disjointed, as you'd expect, but our defence was great, and like I say, I was just really proud of them tonight. I thought everyone did a real good job. Just went out there and done or whatever it is what they had to do, and like I say, I thought they were really good, really proud of them.
Your attack really took them apart earlier. You mentioned your defence there, but your attack seemed everything worked.
Yeah, we worked on a few things during the week, to be quite honest, that we thought might have worked against Cronulla, and it seemed to, in that first half. But certainly the 40-20 sort of, kicked us into gear. That gives you a lot of confidence, for that first, whatever it is, 5 or 10 minutes before, it was just basically an arm wrestle, we sort of kicked off, they kicked down, so it was dead set play between the two 20s, and all of a sudden when Kubik kicked that gives a lot of confidence, and I think we scored off that set as well. So that was a really good start for us.
Were you almost surprised by the energy that your Origin players had?
Oh, not really. These guys have been doing it year in, year out, and it's only the one Origin game. Usually after the third one, they're a bit more fatigued. But with all due respect to, I think probably the 3 Queensland boys, we're looking forward to playing tonight after the result on Wednesday night. So they put a lot in, but more than anything else, I think it was just a show of and sign of respect for Cameron in his 250th. They come back and play like that, and the guys that stayed here that weren't involved in Origin, they had a really good week's preparation. It was probably, with all due respect to those guys, it was probably the best week we've had for probably 6 or 8 weeks. So they really stepped up to the plate and prepared really well, and then it was really easy for these guys to come back in and train half-hour session yesterday. And like I say, the players that were left back here, they've done a really good job throughout the week, and that showed out there tonight as well.
Is that the secret to the long breaks, have a milestone?
Yeah, we'll see if we do that. Might be someone's 86 game next week. So, I don't know, Russell. Yeah, we did do a couple of different things this week, right at the start of the week when we got back. So, we're probably thinking that worked okay. So we'll try it again after the next long break. So, but like I say, that has been a bit of a mystery to us, and we have tried a few different things that haven't particularly worked, but tonight seemed to be good. But having said that, we give our guys 5 or 6 days off last week. The Origin guys, they freshen up probably a little bit mentally because they're in a different environment and playing a different game, for a different team. So that probably helps them a little bit, I think, after the first Origin. So like I say, we've done a couple of things different when we come back, and hopefully that is the answer, and we'll keep it up and see what happens from there.
Ken, you're pretty exhausted. You didn't get to come off. Everyone else had to come off.
Yeah, normally I would have come off guilty, but I think the big fella let me stay there because it was my 250th, which was nice of him. But he put me out wide, which was good. Gave me a bit of a break, although they seen me out there, so they just started throwing the ball out there. Had to make a few tackles, but I think he knows that I'd like to stay out there for the 80 minutes every week, and I think it was just nice to be out there with the boys at the final siren, particularly in this match. It's I'm not one for counting games or looking towards milestones or anything, but I'm very proud of playing 250 matches. It's a pretty big milestone. Not too many blokes get to do it, and I was just happy that the boys put in a really good performance tonight, and we could finish with a smile on my face.
Could you ask for anything more, like for your team and for, for such a game?
Yeah, I don't think I could have, Mel. Bellamy presented me with my jersey yesterday before the final session, and I just said to the boys that a win would be a bonus in a milestone game, but all I wanted from the team was that we go out and build on what we did against the Roosters, and I believe we did that tonight. I thought everyone was great, right across the park. The boys on the bench played well as well. I don't think we did too many things wrong. We completed our sets well. We kicked long. We started well, which Craig spoke about all week to the boys, and we're sort of back to where we need to be, and the way everyone knows the Melbourne Storm can play, and that's by starting really strong, being ruthless with our football, and just putting pressure on opposition teams for the whole 80 minutes.
Cameron, how long do you think it's been since you sort of put in such a complete performance as a team?
A couple of weeks.
Oh, that's all,
Yeah. Oh, look, we played well against the Roosters, but I don't think we played as well as we did tonight. We've played quality opposition in consecutive games now. The Sharkies have come off four wins in a row, I believe. So they're a great footy side, and I know they had a couple of blokes backing up from Origin, but that was as close as you get to playing a complete game for us, and we're always searching for 80-minute efforts. It's what we were missing, in that few week period where we dropped a couple and had a draw against Manly, and probably weeks prior to that as well. We're only playing for 50 or 60 minutes, but that 80-minute effort is back, and we need to maintain that now.
Did Wednesday's result mean anything in terms of your effort tonight, or Billy or Coops? Because Billy particularly was pretty good tonight.
Russ, I can't answer for the other boys. I'm not too sure what their focus was for this game coming off Wednesday night. But for me, as soon as Wednesday night was done, obviously disappointed with that result. But getting on the plane in the morning on Thursday and travelling back to Melbourne, my focus was for this club and doing what I had to do for this team to get a result. State of Origin is a 3-game series, but at the moment I'm part of the Melbourne Storm, mate. So for me, I just wanted to go out and fulfil my role for the side, and wanted to build on what we did against the Roosters.
Do you want to keep building on that? I think normally now you not come back to the club for a week. You go and have a rest, but I don't know, it's important to hang around to build on them, and if you've got a week stick to the plan.
Well, maybe that secret is giving all the old boys a rest, and that's why we come out and play well. But I think it's important that the club have done a really good job over the last few years with the representative players. Give them a little bit of time away from the club just to refresh mentally. I think that's the most important thing. I think all of us older guys, we know how to get ourselves right physically. I think just staying fresh and wanting to come up on the weekend and play some good footy, that's the most important thing. So we're very lucky. We've got a very mature bunch of guys in the side that aren't playing representative footy at the moment. Even the younger guys, they got good heads on their shoulders, and they understand what their job is now without those senior players around the place, and it showed tonight how well they played. So I think Gareth would have got man of the match. So we're fairly lucky in that sense. So I think they've got it down pretty much down pat with our scheduling of training, and just making sure that we turn up next week against the Knights and play well.
Cameron, you've got to 250. Have you ever crossed your mind how many you might get to? What the final number might be?
Yeah. I haven't, Steve. No. I don't really look too far to the future. I just worry about sort of, each week as it comes. It's probably a trait that's come from him. Sounds a bit boring, but it'd be nice to play. To make that 300 club. It's not too many blokes are in that club, and particularly for the one organisation. That would be pretty special to do that. But look, I've been very lucky with my career. To play the amount of games I've played in the position I play in. I've been very lucky, and that's. A lot of people joke around, and I joke around about my physique, but that's probably attributed to playing so many games. I'm I'm not the most masculine bloke getting around, but I sort of bend a bit in tackles and stuff, so it's helped me out. I haven't got too many injuries, touch wood. So, mate, look, I'd love to be in that 300 club, but we'll see how we go.
I wasn't sure if I was going to ask about the story this morning, but you brought it up, like about the issue of getting to 300 here. Can you just say something about that? Is it an attraction?
Oh, without doubt it is, Steve. You know, I'll be honest with you. When I first started playing, and you know, you ask my wife and you ask all of my family, I always wanted to be a one club man, and you know, that would be, you know, I'd be extremely lucky to do that. But you know, that's something for the future for myself and my family to decide on. It's it's obviously a pretty important thing to do. On next contract I sign, it's probably going to be the last one I sign, so it's important that I make the right decision. But yeah, as far as playing 300 games in one place, that would certainly be high on the list.
Thanks, guys.